Nurse attacked by Afghan migrant. And Crowbar Rampage reveals she was beaten nearly to death as she reveals gruesome injuries inflicted on her. A nurse who claims she survived being attacked by a man armed with a crowbar in a hospital waiting room declared today, "I'm so lucky. I'm still alive, and I'm so lucky I ran when I did." Meg Lynch, 28, says she was nearly beaten to death uh, while she stood getting a drink from a vending machine. The district nurse, who suffered a few blows to the head before running and hiding from alleged attacker, told how she was left bloodied and bruised. She had to go to a nearby accident and emergency unit for a CT scan and had to have her. I'm sorry. What? Yo, who wrote this? She had to go to a nearby accident and emergency unit for a CT scan and to have my head sewn back together. A 20-year-old Afghan man, so mind you, a 20-year-old Afghan man, this is fighting age man here, allegedly launched the attack after he was refused an appointment. All right, so okay, let's break this down a little bit here. So a person who is in a country to be helped because it's so terrible where they come from went on a fucking rampage because he was not giving the attention he wanted right then and there. And you have these people, especially a lot of these women, who think that what happens when they want sex? What do you think is going to happen then? If he was willing to beat this woman, if he could have killed this woman. But okay, sure. Again, this is not to say all of them. I'm just trying to make a point to it because you already know how I feel about this type of shit. But this happened in the UK, so all right, carry on, mate. A 20-year-old Afghan man allegedly launched the attack after he was refused an appointment and was arrested at the scene at Newton Community Hospital in Newton Lee Willows, Merseyside, on suspicion of 6 counts of Section 18 wounding, affray, and a criminal damage. In an update this morning, Merseyside police said he had been detained under the Mental Health Act and officers will be carrying out high visibility patrols in the area. Let me tell you, let me just add one more thing here. He wouldn't have done that in the country where he came from. You know why he did that? Because one, they think that they're better than you, and two, you're beneath them in their eyes. So not only does he think that he's better than you guys, all of us are free game, ultimately. In an update this morning, Merseyside police said he had been detained under the Mental Health Act, and officers will be carrying out high visibility patrols in the area. Well, don't you feel safe? Don't you feel safe? But Mitch Lynch, one of the 6 people injured in yesterday's horrific attack, one of the 6 people injured in yesterday's horrific attack, added, "I honestly don't know why this man did this to me and other workers of the hospital. All of the injured are in stable condition. Their injuries included head lacerations, injuries to their arms and hands, and bruising." You got 2 options, Playboy. You got 2 options. These are your options in an ideal world. You either go back to your fucking piece of shit country, right? You know, the one that you're supposedly escaping from because it's so fucking terrible, right? You go back to your fucking country, or we're not putting you in jail. We're putting you down. Am I the only one who just sits here and hears these fucking horror stories? And what would be the point? What would be the point of letting this individual and then they talk about, oh, it's mental health. Listen, there's a lot of people with mental health issues, and they don't go around. You know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, they just need that. You just need to get them the help that they need. We just got to get counselors in there, and the counselors will fix everything. Okay. Are we seriously here? I just finished covering a story about a security guard lady who was killed at I guess a mental institution or some shit. Like, I don't even know if it was a mental institution, but it was a hospital or some shit. And she was running dolo, and she got killed. And I think like it took like, I don't know, 2 days. I forgot the story. I got to come back to the story. But there was this, and this was just recently. There was a woman who was killed because she was the only guard, and one of the patients attacked her and tried to escape. again, uh, come on now. Come on now. In a Facebook post, she wrote, "Just an update to everyone who's been concerned, as I have not had the chance to reply to everyone. As a district nurse, around 12 o'clock, I was attacked at work. At the hospital I am based at, I was beaten nearly to death with a crowbar by an unknown man who started attacking me from behind with a crowbar as I stood behind getting a drink from a vending machine." See? That, see that? Listen, at this point, dog, at this point, you got to be on high guard around everyone. In fact, just before I even stepped outside tonight, um I hate it, right? Because I can tell you guys all of these things to protect yourselves naturally as a person who's lived in cities for a long time and also black. There are certain things that just becomes natural that I have a higher probability of dealing with shit that a lot of people who are not used to this lifestyle or not used to this kind of thing, they would not understand, or they would try to pretend that it doesn't exist until it attacks them. For example, when I see a group of individuals that I know are dangerous, I will passively avoid them. Right? I make the steps, and if there's a situation in which I know an individual is going to be get too close to my personal space where they can launch an attack at me, I will actively, quickly manage to remove myself from that situation. Right? Not everyone has those type of skills, and even then, with those type of insights, there are still situations where I get caught where an individual who I know is dangerous still manages to get in my space. So even when you have your guard up 24, even when you have your guard up 23/7, there's still that little weakness area, right? The fact of the matter that this woman turned her back to somebody again, I get it, woman. I get it, women. Right? You don't expect to be fucking attacked. You don't know. A lot of these people don't know how dangerous it is and how crazy this world is fucking getting at this point. But come on now, a whole ass crowbar too, and he was able to get to six people. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. In a just world, that man got two options. Either you go back to your country, if your country sits there and says that they don't want to take you, mind you, we're giving you less than 6 months to go back to your country. During that time, you will be detained or arrested or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You will spend no longer than 6 months in jail. We're gonna tell your country that you originate from. Once we find out where it is, do you want them back? If your country sits there and says no, you get put down. Mind you, you don't belong in that country first and foremost, and you're sitting there acting like this. We don't have enough space in our countries to house motherfuckers that don't even belong in these countries acting a fucking fool. You could go act like that under your goddamn the regime that got their fucking boots to your necks. Come on. And again, my personal 2 cents in this is the reason why he did this is because he doesn't respect the other people that's there. He doesn't respect those. The other people have to cater to him, and he feels like as though they're beneath him. Now you can sit there and say that he's mentally ill. Another reason to put him down at this fucking point. Stop playing with these kitty gloves with these mentally ill, deranged, violent individuals. Treat them like criminals and treat criminals like they're mentally ill too. What are you doing going around attacking people unprovoked? You have to have some type of you must have some mental malfunction. After a few blows to the head, I ran. I hid. I did what I could do to get a door between me and him. I've been to Whiston A&E, who was absolutely amazing to me. My CT scans and x-rays has come back clear, and I've had my head sewn back together after cutting all of the matted blood out. I honestly don't know why this man did this to me and other workers of the hospital, but I am so lucky I'm still alive, and I am so lucky I ran when I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. Merseyside police said the weapon believed to have been used, a metal bar, has been recovered for forensic examination. What the fuck you going for? What is the examination for? What are you gonna do? You gonna look at it like you got detective mode and Batman, like you got Batman's cowl on? Like what are you gonna do? Oh, this was the crowbar he used, and why he probably was so oppressed by by being in this country because it's so hard for him that the crowbar told him to swing. It's not his fault. It's so stupid. Okay, sure. If you're gonna sit there and be like, where did he get it from? Fine, but what are you examining? You what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe my small lizard brain just don't get it here. Um, while witnesses are being spoken to and all available CCTV footage is being analyzed. Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to make a light of the situation, but all things considered, these other little injuries, absolutely nothing compared to the shit that he did to your head. So I don't know what the fuck all. What is this? What is this? What are you showing me? A spokesperson said the 20-year-old suspect who lives in Newton Lead Willows and is originally from Afghanistan. Okay, so we know where he is. Afghanistan. Take your Afghani. No? Okay. And listen, after you put him down, dump his ass in the ocean near their fucking country. That's simple. Was arrested on suspicion of 6 counts of Section 18 wounding, a and criminal damage. He was taken to a police station in Merseyside and has now been detained under Section 136 of the Mental Health Act. Here we go again. A scene remains in place at the community hospital, which inquiries into the incident continue. A mobile police station is also on site, and people are encouraged to speak to officers with any worries or concerns. There will be high visibility policing patrols in the local area, and officers will continue to engage with staff and patients at the hospital, as well as people living and working locally. St. Helens local policing superintendent Sarah Rotherham said, "We understand that this incident would have caused concern for the local community, and I hope the public feel reassured by the increased police presence. I would ask anyone with concerns to speak to one of our officers or contact their local police station." Mrs. Lynch, who only recently completed her first year of nursing, added, "I'm home and safe with my family taking care of me." She revealed she was very sore and in a state of shock, but okay following her ordeal yesterday. On Facebook, Miss Lynch received a flood of messages of support. Okay, we're done with that. Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. Best rated. I cannot believe this is not on mainstream news. Words cannot express how angry I feel at what has happened to this young nurse. The BBC reports it as an unknown man. Of course they would. Of course they would. If you want relevant news, turn on GBN News. Well, I don't. Who's that? That looks more like an attempted murder to be hitting someone in the head with a crowbar like that. It made a small column on page 17 in the Sun underneath a picture of Kim Kardashian. This is being done on purpose. Hmm. Uh, let's keep going. How often does this happen? I'm sorry. Yeah, stupid Labor think they will vote for them, but they won't. When they are the majority, they will set up their own party if they haven't already done so. They always do. How often does this have to happen before Starmer sees what we all can see? When something like this happens, you should be allowed to sue the government as they have enabled this to take place. Oh, so we're getting it that it's the government, huh? Are we now getting on the same page? Damn it, my phone fell under my foot and I don't want to move and crush my goddamn phone. That phone cost me 1,000 plus something dollars. Hold on. Ah, where is it? All right, I'm gonna leave the comments because I gotta go get my phone. Leave it in the comments what you think about this. I think that this is fucking terrible. I think this is really bad. Where's my phone, though? Anyway, that's the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace.